If it wasn't for her, I don't think any of us would be here tonight, and a big reason, obviously, why we're here and why we have Kendall's Crusade. So I'd like to welcome up to the stage Kendall Kim and Kendall's Crusade.
Welcome to our second annual Kendall's Crusade Comedy Classic. We are all excited to have you join us. Since we started the foundation a little over a year ago, Kendall's Crusade has made some humongous strides. We raised $135,000 last year, and aside from the cost of the event, we donated all the money we raised to set up a patient fund at Stanford Hospital, as well as fund important AVM research. Tonight we are honoring some very special guests. The amazing neurosurgery team from Jefferson Hospital provides some of the best AVM care anywhere in the country. You'll meet them in a moment. Also in attendance are many from the AVM community, and right now I'd like to ask our survivors to please come out and join me. All of the people up here tonight are the strongest people you will ever meet. And I'm not talking John Cena strong. I mean AVM strong. Every person's journey is different, and for some, harder than others. Marty Brennan has had a rough road. He had his AVM ruptured just over a year ago and hasn't been able to walk. They told him he would never walk again. Marty refused to believe them, and this past week, Marty walked unassisted for the first time since his stroke. Giving Marty a big applause as he joins us here on the stage. As for my own personal journey, in the past year, the long-term effects of my previous radiation treatment have hit me pretty hard. I've lost part of my vision in the left side of both eyes. We figured this out after noticing I was tripping a lot and running into things. This will hopefully be temporary. I also started having seizures. I didn't have regular seizures. I had something called focal seizures. I was zoning out many times a day. My friends thought I was just a little spacey, and my brother grew frustrated and accused me of faking it. Because I was having seizures, I was missing things in class, and you could see it in my grades. After getting the right medication for the seizures and getting back on track, we needed to measure my progress. So for 2 days, I had cognitive testing done in the city. After the testing was over, the doctor told my mom, "I didn't grade the test yet, but Kendall did great. She's a hard worker and was consistent most of the time." Me hearing these words come out of her mouth was a big relief. I did it. I worked my butt off, and it really paid off. The support from friends and family has been more than I could have asked for. I still feel that I stand out from others, but I have learned to wear my disability well. I am still a normal 13-year-old kid. I still fall and trip, maybe more than others, but that's okay. The year of my stroke, I lost most of my confidence. I didn't have any options with sports at the time. That was when the position for officer on student council came up. I ran for student council and made it. Then I ran again in 6th grade and made it. And then I ran again in 7th grade and made it. You are looking at this year's student council secretary. My confidence is back. The support from teachers and fellow students has been so amazing this year. My mom recently got me a yearbook, and I looked through it and saw more than 15 kids wearing my Don't Bring Down My Positive shirt. It felt so good that we were making a difference at the school. Last October, my family and I found out that my AVM is 90% obliterated. I'm hopeful that one day I can say it's all gone. Kendall's Crusade is all about helping less fortunate people get the right treatment they need. This year, we are continuing to support AVM research at Stanford, and we are pairing with Jefferson Hospital here in Philadelphia to create a patient fund to help other patients to be as amazing and strong as several of our own survivors who got their treatment at Jefferson. We want every patient to be able to say, "I just destroyed the thing that could have destroyed me." Now I'd like to share with you the story of one of our own survivors, Eric Schobert, and his AVM journey. It's a story of strength, hope, and love.
I didn't think it was possible. I thought it was a joke. I really didn't know what was going on. Was there clarity? I don't think I had clarity for the first year. It was absolutely terrifying. The day of my rupture was a Sunday afternoon. I'd been doing cleaning the gutters the day before, and my body was extremely sore. So I decided to take an extra hot shower, and something popped. We were in the waiting room maybe 3 minutes, and I told them what was going on, and they rushed me back into a CAT scan. About 5 minutes after the CAT scan, doctor came in and said, "Your brain is bleeding, you've had a stroke."
Seeing the strong person collapse. He's the strong one of the two of us. So that was the hard part.
It was an overwhelming day. It was an overwhelming week that followed. Really not knowing what was going on, telling me that I had an AVM. What's an AVM?
An AVM exists, arteriovenous malformation, when there is none of that stepwise reduction from high flow, high pressure to low flow, low pressure, such that blood traveling at 100 miles an hour now is dumping into the vein. Veins are not built to carry blood at 100 miles an hour. It's like taking a garden hose and hooking it up to a fire hydrant.
I didn't think it was that bad until jokingly I asked the nurse, "So what condition am I in? Am I in critical condition?" Jokingly. And when she told me I was in extremely critical condition, my heart sunk. Waking up and not necessarily being able to walk, falling, going on Facebook and seeing the guys from the firehouse, they were at a fire or an accident, and knowing that I can't do it right now and I may never be able to do it again. People don't see what we're going through. We may look normal, we may speak normally, but everything takes so much more work to do now.
He's always determined. On a bad day, he goes to find something in the garage to do just to make him feel better. Like, I think make himself feel better, like I am normal. I can do it.
People and families will ask me, is this normal? Is my behavior normal? And I would say, for what you are going through, it is absolutely a normal reaction. Because if you weren't concerned and scared to death, I would be concerned.
If you can get through a week in NCICU and the bickering and the short patience and on both sides, I don't think there's anything we can't get through at this point.
My wife keeps me positive. The fact that she has completely stood by me this entire time. I mean, if I didn't have her, I'd be a mess. I'd be a puddle. I probably would have given up. March of 2015, I had LINAC radio surgery here at Jefferson to obliterate my AVM. And when I came out of recovery from that, the doctor was pretty confident that my AVM was 99% gone.
And it was like this whole sense of relief that you can't even explain. It was like a huge weight lifted off your shoulders.
The doctors here have been absolutely amazing. I give them hugs. They give us hugs when we sit. I mean, they are, without a doubt, the best neurosurgeons in the region. And hey, they got rid of the thing that almost killed me.
This year, we wanted to honor the people who helped those of us with AVMs, and one of the best teams in the world is right here in Philadelphia, at Jefferson Hospital. Please join me in welcoming and thanking the Jefferson Neurosurgery team and the Chair of Department, Dr. Robert Rosenwasser.
Thank you, Kendall. What a wonderful young lady, isn't she? Really amazing. And really thanks to everyone who's part of Kendall's Crusade who made tonight possible. We're really thrilled to be here and in awe of the commitment of everyone in this room and certainly all the patients and the families and the nurses and the physical therapists and everyone who touches these patients' lives. Really, it's very moving. On behalf of all the colleagues who are here with me tonight, there they are, back there, keeping an eye on me. They're all hidden, and this is only really part of the team who's involved in the care of these patients. And really, the beneficiary of really all this are the patients and the families, and that's what really makes it worthwhile. We really want to extend our sincere gratitude to Kendall's Crusade, to Kendall, to everyone here tonight who's supporting this effort. I met Kendall when she was 10 years old. Now she's like a young lady. Wow, you know, she was here. Now I'm looking up to her. But she really wanted the explanation of what had caused her stroke, and what she has accomplished is extraordinary for someone her age. It's extraordinary for an adult. Most adults in their whole life don't accomplish what Kendall's Crusade and Kendall has done in a very, very short time. And it's because of champions like Kendall that we're able to undertake innovative research to try to find cures for this terrible disease. Brain AVMs are a serious problem. About 1 to 2% of the population has an AVM. Many of them are diagnosed incidentally now with imaging. People have earaches and toothaches and they get scans and they are seen. But many present with a hemorrhage when they're unknown. And once a hemorrhage occurs, there's a 10% chance of dying from that hemorrhage. There's a 90% chance a patient will survive, but there's a 30% chance patients will be seriously neurologically hurt. And so it's a very serious disease. Our Brain AVM and Aneurysm Center at Jefferson, I've been at Jefferson a little over 20 years, and it's really the largest and the only center. We've treated over 6,000 patients in the 20 years that I've been there. And we've specialized and really invented many of the treatments that are really now throughout North America and the world, particularly as it relates to embolization therapy and radiosurgery. And we are also setting standards for training other physicians and healthcare personnel to deal with this disease. There's so much more we need to do to advance our knowledge and accelerate the discoveries, and really your help allows that to happen. That's where you all come in. To everyone who has generously supported Kendall's Crusade, your generosity empowers us to do more and better research in neurovascular disease and stroke in particular. Stroke, we've done better with stroke. Stroke has 20 years ago was the 3rd leading cause of death. It's now the 5th leading cause of death in North America, but is the leading cause of disability by a factor of 5. Is really the leading cause of disability. And so the price for the patient, the family, society, as you can imagine, is enormous, and many of the patients are stricken really between the 4th and 6th decades of life, really in the peak of their life and in the middle of their most productive time on earth. Your generosity and your passion inspires and challenges others to make philanthropic investments, to fund more research, better breakthroughs, bigger breakthroughs for further healing and greater hope for the patients and the families who suffer from this terrible problem. We are absolutely delighted and deeply grateful to have you and Kendall's Crusade indispensable partners in this journey to find a cure for this disease. and we are so thankful. Thank you very much for your trust and your support, and thank you for all you do in making a difference in Kendall and her family and all the patients, not only here tonight, but throughout the world who have this. And we really want to thank you very much.
Green butterfly. A green butterfly symbolizes the awareness for AVMs. As a doctor who helps treat AVMs, Dr. Robert Rosenwasser is an inspiration to all. We are very excited to award you this, so thank you.
Thank you. You gonna give me a hug?